Good morning, everybody. This is Dorothy Kilty, and I'm on the design team project for January 2023 for LineDotArrow. Natalie has created this fabulous kit that I am using to create this, and I just wanted to show you kind of the next step and give you an idea of what I'm creating for this. Here you have my dangles, and that was what I made in the last video. So make sure you check that out if you'd like to see the word dangles. I thought these were really fun to use, and this one actually, I used Natalie's label on it because I think she has a gorgeous little label there. Okay, so I'm going to put these aside, and I'm leaving this in because it kind of defines my video spot, so I'd like to do that. So here's what I'm doing today. I'm putting together a journal, and what it's going to be is it's going to be a flip journal. So you can see that I have the front cover done, and you can see that I'm starting to flip through the pages. Now, the way I did this is I used washi tape on the edges of the paper. So I folded them all in half and laid them out. Now, one of the things that I wish I had done is this side I have all the design pages. And when you get to the other side of the journal, because this is going to flip open this way as well, I have all the back pages. So I do wish that I had swapped them front to back and stuff before I did it. This is the first time I've made a journal like this, and I do think it's fun. Now, one of the pages was blank on the back, so what I did with this one is I took a stencil, and this is a tree stencil that I bought, and I just used blues and greens and browns over the stencil to create this background, and I think it turned out really nice. So let's go back over here. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is how to do this cover. So what I've done is this, I'm just using regular old cardboard, and I have already glued this to the back of this. So I just put glue, Fabri-Tac glue over it, and I kind of smooshed it out. It's not as important with this fabric, but smooshing it out to the edges allows it to not clump up as much, and it's less likely to show through the fabric. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the flowers, the corners up first, and start with there. Now you'll notice when I did this that I trimmed a little bit off the corners, but I left plenty here. When you fold up these corners, you don't want it to be too snug. And that's because you want to see a good corner here when you fold up the rest of the pages. So again, I've just put a little glue on the bottom just to hold this in place. And I'm folding the 4 corners down. So making sure that it's not too tight across the corners. There. Whoops. Okay. And then I'm also going to put a little bit over here to help hold that down. You can do this as you go. I made pretty big borders in here for the simple reason that I wasn't sure how big the final pages were going to be. I could have measured, but I'm not much for measuring. And so I just sort of cut it around and go at this, you know, just make it fit. So as long as it's big enough so that the inside cover is going to cover it, I'm good. So now we'll put that down. Now, one of the tricks that you can use when you're doing this, which I forgot to do on the other side, is just to take, when I say smooshing, that would be like doing this, bringing it out towards the edge a little bit. But one of the things you can do is just use the actual, rotate it over and use the edge itself to cover it, that makes a nice clean line. And that's always nice to do. Okay, so now we're on the sides here. So same thing. I'm just gonna go over this. Okay, smoosh it out towards the edge a little bit. Okay, push this down where I've already got a little bit of glue. And now we'll fold it over and press it down. Okay, and the last one. Now, I wish I could remember who I saw making one of these journals. I had never seen or heard of it, and then suddenly it shows up in several places, of course. But I thought this was such a clever idea. And what I'm going to be doing with this is just filling with pockets. And I will use it for the tags and things for this journal, but if I decide to take some of these wonderful papers and use them in another journal, which I could do, then I'll be able to take this apart. Or I may leave it as it is, because I actually kind of love it. Okay, the way you attach the pages together, or the way I do it, is simply to put the pages. Now, what I'm putting down here is wax paper. Wax paper, because of the way it is, the glue doesn't stick to it. So it gives me a surface that I can use to put the washi tape on where they're not likely to glue together. Now, I'm going to line these up by each other, and then I'm going to take my Scotch Create glue stick, and I'm just going to rub down here. Now, I like to glue my washi tape. Sometimes the glue is good, and sometimes it's not, but I'm in favor of making sure it stays put. So once I have that done, then I'm going to take the washi tape, and frankly, I probably should have figured out how much to cut first, but we'll just do it this way. So I'm using this butterfly pattern. I actually used 2 different patterns because I ran out of one of the washi tapes, but I think it's fine. They're both butterfly patterns. They're both beautiful, and they both look good with this paper. So I am going to put it over here. I'm trying to keep it straight and halfway. Now I can pull this back. Now, let's double check. You know what? Yeah. See how it's going to go? It's going to go like this. So now I can pull this over on the other side, and I'm just going to lay this down right next to the other paper. Oops. And now, because there's already glue on the edge of the paper, this is going to be fine. Okay? I will cut this off right at the bottom. And now I'm going to put another piece on because I don't want this moving. So once again, take the washi paper and put it along here. And the washi tape. So I've glued along the edges. And now this actually has some lines that I can use to help keep it straight, which is kind of nice. So I'm going along the edge of this, and then I'll just line it up for the bottom and cut it off. Okay, if you need to go back and trim it later, you can certainly do that. If you made a little mistake like I did and didn't have it go quite all the way to the top, then it's very simple to take the washi tape and go over this. Now, you do want to be a little bit careful with this. So I'll fold this again to make sure that these are lined up properly. See how they're all the same size? Okay, I can trim off the extra washi tape on the top. And now we're ready to add this to the binder. So this half of the page will just be glued. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Will just be glued to the back of this. So it'll be glued down like this, and that's going to make the inside cover. This one, I was a little sloppy with my gluing here, it looks like. This doesn't quite cover all the cardboard, so I'm just going to pull it out a little bit. Hasn't completely dried, so I may add a little bit more glue. This is kind of what happens sometimes when you're not a measurer, when you just let it go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the glue and I'm going to put it on here, on this page. And you see what I'm doing here? I'm putting the glue swirly, twirly, swirly all over. And, excuse me. Okay, and I'm going to smush it out to the edge and the corners because I do want this to stay put once I get it down. Okay, now we have it lined up. I still have the wax paper here to hold on top. Now what I want to do is line this up with the cover on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to smoosh it in place. Okay, sometimes when I want to make sure that things are dried properly, I'll take clips, binder clips, and clip things together. I'm not sure if they'll reach here, but these will. These are a little different design. If I'm not happy with the way the corners look here with the fabric, I'll just add a little bit of lace or something to the inside to cover that up. We'll see how I feel about it as time goes on. Okay, so there we have it. So now you can see, I will be decorating the front of this. And when you open the book, the inside of the cover, and then the pages. Now, one of the things that's nice about this is because it's not all attached, when you're working on it, if you're collaging or something, you can actually open the pages out and you get a really nice flat surface for collaging on, okay? Now we're on this side and see if this works right. Oh, no, it didn't. I did this the wrong way. Oh, well. But it does sort of work. You can see that you can open the pages up and look at the inside. This time you've got the washi tape in the center instead of on the edges. Okay, and so it can flip over. My clips are getting in the way a little bit here. Okay, there it goes, like that. Okay, so you can make either side the front, and you can open it this way too. 3, 4. I just think that's kind of fun. Okay, so now what I want to do with this is put pockets on every page. This is not going to be a journaling type journal. This is going to be a storage type journal. So let's just get this over here. Now I have cut out Natalie's pages. Oh, which I'm sure I put in a safe place. Here's some of the pages, but I have the folder with everything cut out. Let's pause this for a second. Hi, this is Dorothy and I'm back. And isn't that fun? Somewhere in here, I stopped filming. So let me show you what I've done. This is a pocket made out of a tag, so it's just glued on 3 sides. Here's a pocket that I cut out of paper, and I added a pocket to the back. Okay, let's do another one of the pockets made out of a tag, just to show you how that's done again. So we need to be aware of where the fold is, and the tag is now going to function as a tab on the side. Okay, so I'm going to move this pocket up a little bit, like this, so that the tab is not just hidden behind the other tab. So let's start with that first, and we'll make 2 pockets on this page. Okay, so if you look through this line, I'm going to make a little fold. The back of this has lines on it. So if I look where this fold is now, and I put the glue inside that, then this pocket will be sticking out, but it's not going to be, I'll be gluing it in the right place, okay? So let's pull out the glue. So I'm going to run a tag right inside where I folded it a little bit. You could also mark it with a pencil or something. It's on the inside, so it's not going to show. But there, we'll put the glue around, and we'll put it halfway up about, okay? And we'll just glue it in place. Now, on top of that, I'm going to put another pocket. Now Natalie has lines on here to fold the pocket, of course. And if you use the bone folder to help make these creases, it looks really good here. There we go. We'll make these real tight. This was printed on cardstock, so it's heavier duty. So that makes them, heavier duty pockets. And Natalie designs her pockets so that after you fold it in, no pieces are going to be showing up from the top. Now, once again, I fold this so that the bottom part is on the outside. So after it's glued down, you have sort of a guide along the inside flaps to slide your thing in without this getting in the way and stopping it. Okay, so we're gonna go here, here, and I will tell you right now, most of what these hints and stuff I've gotten from other YouTubers. I don't necessarily remember where I got them from, unfortunately, so I can't give credit to the person whose idea it is. Some of them I've varied a little bit, and some of them I used directly. So I'm going to put this pocket right here. So once again, you're going to have a pocket here where the tab is, and another pocket here. Let's just use the bone folder to push this down and help get the glue in place. Now, I could have taken ink and gone along the edge a little bit before I glued it down. Would have been better. But you can also just go over it a little bit afterwards if you don't like the brown lines showing, or and you can cut the top one off. I kind of like the fact that it defines it, so I leave it alone. So there we go with 2 pockets on that page. Here we have another one of Natalie's pockets, and I'm going to put it on this page. Now again, this is a complicated background, so I'm putting a fairly simple pocket on the front. In this case, instead of making it a pocket, I'm going to make it a tuck spot. So I'm just going to cut off the tab on this side, and then I'll fold these 2 down to make the tuck spot. So once again, make sure I'm still filming this time. Okay, here we'll fold this down. And I have a very nice place right on the corner of this desk to put this. It's a cup to put my bone folder so I don't lose it. But do I put it back there? Oh no, I just lay it on the desk and then it gets lost in the mess. Okay, here we are. I'm folding more or less on the line. And now I'm going to take the bone folder that's put away in its nice place and use that to cut it. Now, in my case, I'm not quite as good about the cutting. Okay, this one, you can see that this cardboard, because of its firmness, is tearing a little bit. So there's a little bit of white that's showing. So I'm going to take this nice, no, I'm not going to use the Stormy Sky. I'm going to use this nice Broken China Distress ink, okay, because look how well it matches. Okay, and I'm going to ink along the edges of this. Okay, so that adds a little darkness, a little interest along the edge. Okay, and also kind of hides any errors in my cutting or anything else you might find. Okay, now, again, I want the side flap on the inside and the bottom flap folded up over that. So this tuck spot now, we're going to put the glue on this side and on the bottom. You can also just cut these off and use them flat. I mean, that works perfectly fine. But I do like the little extra support and things that having a little bit of a tag does. Okay, and look at this. I put the bone folder in the right place again. There we go. I'm pushing it down a little bit. Once again, a clip will help hold it in place until I'm ready to do more. And now this is the tuck spot. So I can take and just tuck things in. Okay? So I'm going to fill this journal with the tuck spots and with binders and stuff on every page so I can hold this. Let me show you. I believe I already did this. So this was one of the trifold tags I made in the first journal I called. So this would have gone into the pocket well enough, but it also goes into the tuck spot nicely and sticks out there. Okay, we could also put it in the pocket like this. Okay, well, I want to thank you for watching my journal and watching my project here so far. I'll be doing more in this. I'll be coming back and sharing more with you. And don't forget to go to the link tree, https://linktr.ee/line.arrow. And there you can see all of the other videos that the other people are making for this project. It's been a real honor today for me to be an LDA Group DT member. You can look for the hashtag LDAGROUPDTMEMBER to find the other projects that were made by the design team this month. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.